These are the top 5 vehicles that I would avoid buying if I'm at the Chicago Auto Show. The number 5 car on the list goes to the Lexus GX 550. I know this may shock some people because this is one of the best looking cars of the show, but when we're looking at an $80,000 vehicle, I just expect more from the interior. The interior, don't get me wrong, is fine. It feels like a Toyota, but we are talking about an $80,000 price point. We combine that with the fact that you just can't get a hold of one of these right now, and the markup on these are insane. I would wait to buy one of these cars later into 2025 or 2027. The number 4 car on the list goes to the Acura MDX. Now I want to remind you this car is $70,000, but it doesn't feel like it. When it comes down to it, the Acura has fallen in reliability over the last few years. The interior just feels cheap. I understand people like the physical buttons, but this is physical button overload. It feels like a Honda, and we're charging $70,000 for an SUV. I'm sorry, you gotta do better. And the number 3 car on the list goes to the Nissan Pathfinder. Now, I picked this beautiful paint because I think this is one of the best ways it looks, but when it comes down to it, we're looking for an off-roading SUV. I just think there's better options. Now, the interior looks fine, but we are talking about a car that is getting into the $40,000 and $50,000 price point. So overall, I just don't think it's the best value. If I'm looking for an off-roading SUV, a Land Cruiser, a 4Runner, and the Santa Fe would be a better option. The number 2 car on the list goes to the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, the interior looks great. These quilted seats look awesome. The screen looks great. But when it comes down to it, there's 2 major issues with this car that are unforgivable. First off, reliability. It's a Jeep. It is less reliable than most German cars. Second thing comes down to resale. Now, if this was a luxury SUV, that'd be different, but we're talking about a Jeep. And the number 1 car on the list goes to the Buick Encore. Now, I want to remind you, this is $36,000, but it feels like a car that was made 10 years ago. Buick tried to do some things, but just cheaped out in the worst possible ways. For example, you get this beautiful sweeping screen, but only this much real estate. This is a $36,000 car. I don't see any reason why you would buy this over a Toyota RAV4. I would not invest my money in this car. I would wait. Buick's trying to do some really good things, but this is not it.